I recently saw a social media ad from Shark Tank's Robert Herjavec that shared the debt backpack method, but I was immediately confused. I've been in the personal finance space for about 10 years now, and our debt calculators have helped over 500,000 people understand how to get out of debt easier, and I've never heard of the debt backpack method. So my first thought was, is the debt backpack method a scam? In this video, we're gonna cover three things. What is the debt backpack method? Is it a scam? And which debt payoff strategy method should you use? At the end of this video, you'll understand whether the debt backpack method is a scam, but you'll also have new tools that you can use to get out of debt easier. So what is the debt backpack method? The debt backpack method is a debt payoff strategy that compares debt to adding rocks to a heavy backpack. Every debt you acquire adds weight to that backpack and slows down your financial freedom and makes it harder for you even to continue. The goal of the debt backpack method is to reduce the total amount owed and not allow you to continue accruing interest, which is like continuing to add rocks to your backpack, making your debt load impossible to manage. This sounds fantastic, but I just spoke with someone recently who started the debt backpack method, but the issue was that they got pitched to save a lot of money, but then they didn't realize a crucial component that made the debt back method ultimately fail for them. So let's talk about saving money via the debt backpack method and understanding the cons. So with the debt backpack method strategy, a company or you will negotiate the balances of your accounts lower than what you currently owe on those accounts. So if you have $10,000, a company or you would negotiate the balance for $5,000. This can help you get out of debt much faster than the minimum payment trap that can take years and years to see any progress. That said, you've heard the saying that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So let's talk about the cons of the debt back method, as there are definitely cons to this method. You need to understand that in order for the banks to agree to take a lower balance than you owe, you need to have leverage. The natural next question is, how do you get leverage in order to negotiate a lower balance? This is where the cons to the method come in. You generally have to let your accounts go behind on payments if they are not already, so that your bank or creditor is interested to negotiate with you for a lower balance. If you're making payments, why would the bank or creditor take a lower balance? I want to address with you three important cons to understand about the debt backpack method. First, when your accounts go behind, your credit score and credit report are damaged. Second, you can get collection agency and creditor calls and texts, which can be a lot of interactions if all of your accounts fall behind. And third, you can be sued by debt collection law firms that are attempting to reclaim the debt that has fallen behind. So now you're wondering, is the debt backpack method a scam? And based on the above, the answer may surprise you. So let's cover that next. No, the debt backpack method is not a scam, but I personally believe there's only one specific audience that the debt backpack method is good for. So who's that? The debt backpack method may be the best option if you've already fallen behind on your debt or are about to. I use the word may, as there are other hardship methods such as credit counseling and bankruptcy that may be better for you as well, which is one of the reasons my company Ascend Finance built free debt calculators to help people holistically compare those options. So if you have or will fall behind on your debt, and perhaps you tried to get consolidation loans and have failed, then the debt backpack method may be the best. And that's a big if. So what are the other debt payoff strategies you can consider? And I'll also share my favorite. The two most popular debt payoff strategies are the Snowball and the avalanche method, but neither of these are my favorite, so I'll share that next. One of the most important things to consider is that when you use a debt payoff strategy, you have to pay extra towards your debt. If you're just paying the minimums, then you're just paying the minimums. There's no strategy there because you're just paying the minimums. So the first option that we're going to talk about is the Snowball debt payoff strategy. It is the most popular based on Google search trends, and that may be because Dave Ramsey is a huge supporter of it in his baby step method. I'll plan to do my next video on how I disagree with this method and with Dave Ramsey, so feel free to subscribe if this video would be helpful for you. In the debt snowball method, you'll line your debts up from the lowest owed to the highest owed, and you'd put your extra payment each month towards the lowest dollar amount. And then once that's paid off, you would then use that amount that you were paying for the lowest and apply that plus the other amount to the next lowest debt. So it's almost like you're snowballing your payment and making that payment bigger each month. In simple terms, if you have a minimum payment of $100 on a $5,000 debt and a $25,000 debt and can afford to put $100 extra, you would put $200 towards your $5,000 debt and $100 towards your $25,000 debt. The debt avalanche method is where you line your debts up and put the extra amount each month into the debt that has the highest interest rate. Theoretically, you will always save the most money using the avalanche method, but you may not get the psychological joy of paying off your debts one by one faster. Using the same example above, if you have a minimum payment of $100 on a debt of $5,000 with a 2% interest rate and $25,000 with a 50% interest rate and can afford $100 extra per month, in this avalanche, you would put the $200 towards your $25,000 debt and $100 towards your $5,000 debt. I've written so many scenarios where you can lose thousands of dollars using the snowball method that I'll cover in my next video. That said, let me share my favorite debt payoff strategy, which is neither of these. Now, I always love the psychological benefit of snowball method because you get to see your number of accounts go down, but I hated that you could lose thousands of dollars in interest with the avalanche. So my co-founder and I used technology to create the savvy method, which combines the best of both worlds, interest savings from avalanche and psychological benefit from snowball. The savvy method tries to be savvy to determine and prioritize which debts for you based on a combination of the snowball and avalanche. If you have smaller debts and larger debts, savvy may prioritize the smaller balances first. If your large debts have insanely high interest rates, then Savvy may prioritize your highest interest rates first. It's a custom solution and personalized to you using your unique data. To utilize this method, we built the free Savvy Debt Payoff Planner that is an online program and an iOS app that has both a budget that can help you determine how much extra you have each month to pay towards your debt, and then the debt payoff planner that will show you exactly where to prioritize so you don't have to guess where each of those extra dollars would go each month. Even though the Savvy method is my favorite debt payoff strategy, it may not be right for you. The Savvy is a combination of two methods as it tries to be a well-balanced strategy. That said, if you are so gung-ho on getting out of debt that nothing can stop you, then the avalanche method may save you the most in interest. Now, if you need that psychological benefit of seeing the number of accounts go down faster, then the snowball method may be the right option for you. Finally, I know Dave Ramsey is a huge proponent of the snowball method, so I'd like for you to stay tuned in order to see the ways I disagree with Dave Ramsey's baby step method and the snowball method. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Comment below if you have any questions.